Whenever people find out that I live in Japan, the first question is inevitably, do you live in Tokyo? I, in fact, do not live in Tokyo. I live about as far away from Tokyo as you can get, in the Inaka. We don't have robot cafes or giant anime districts or even Disney World. But what we do have, you can't find anywhere else. Welcome to my series, Don't Go to Tokyo, where I show you all of the hidden gems and off the beaten path places that the Instagram influencers and travel guides don't know about. Today, I'm taking you to a 300-year-old festival where gods fight in rivers and no one sleeps. For over 300 years, the people of Saijo have been ushering in the harvest season with a week-long party battle of epic proportions. The predominant religion in Japan is Shintoism, which is based on the principle that everything in nature is a god, and those gods love a good celebration and stretching their cosmic legs for a walk around their neighborhood. But how does a god walk around? Excellent question. With one of these, of course. All around Japan, you can see various portable shrines that act as spiritual strollers for the various gods and goddesses of local shrines. Sometimes Buddhist temples also get in on the action, but that's a whole other story about the blurred lines between the two religions. Maybe we'll cover that another day. The smaller portable shrines are usually called mikoshi, while the larger ones can be called Danjiri, Chosa, or another regional name. No one really knows who came up with these, but they are very, very old. I'm talking BCE time, during the Jomon period when Shintoism was first beginning, and people were starting to pray for a good harvest and big old juicy nets full of fish. One origin story is that they started out as vehicles to carry the gods of war into battle for protection, and another is that they were originally used for Emperor Shomu. While nearly every major shrine in Japan has a mikoshi, there are only a few places that have these giant 2-ton Danjiri variations. And then there's one city that has a giant cow demon with the body of a whale and a sword for a tail, but that is a story for another time. And Saijo just so happens to be one of those places. From October 14th to the 17th, the various neighborhood shrines take turns carrying their danjiri around, making as much noise as possible to let the gods know that they're there and ready for peace and a good harvest. For 3 straight days, the men who carry the danjiri basically don't sleep. It's 72 hours of absolute chaos and a lot of alcohol, which may just seem like something to do for fun, but actually alcohol, and in particular Japanese sake known as Nihonshu, is an important part of many Shinto traditions. The last day of the festival is the most chaotic. Down by the river, it's nothing but bells and chanting and drums. I filmed myself talking down there, but the audio quality is completely drowned out by the sound and essentially useless because nearly 150 of these massive floats line the banks of the river waiting for night to fall, all the while bouncing their floats up and down, making enough noise to make sure all the gods can hear them. As the light fades, you're instantly transported to a Ghibli movie, and it really feels like you are in the middle of being spirited away. When the sun finally disappears behind the mountains, a single firework is shot into the sky, signaling the battle to begin. Danjiri after danjiri plunges into the river from opposite sides and begin crashing into one another. It's a cacophony of bells, drums, shouts, whistles, and shocked gasps from the onlookers as some men slip under the water and are wrenched back to their feet. My heart was pounding as I watched float after float ram into another. The commotion came to a head when a tiny mikoshi plunged into the mix. The Danjiri all turned their attention to the outsider and frantically tried to stop it from crossing the river by bashing into its sides and blocking its path. After what felt like an hour, the small mikoshi finally made its way to the other side of the riverbank. And suddenly, everything went quiet. You see, that little mikoshi signified the final god returning home, back to the mountains. The silence was honestly jarring after 3 straight days of nothing but cacophonous, joyous noise. But the fatigue and lack of sleep finally caught up with the Matsuri goers, and they slowly but happily dragged their Danjiri out of the water. The festival was over, and it was time to put the houses of the gods to bed. Saijo Matsuri is just one of the festivals you can experience in the lesser-known parts of Japan. But they may not always be here. With more and more young people moving to the big cities, these local festivals have fewer and fewer participants each year. So if you come to Japan, don't go to Tokyo. Please come to Shikoku, where they take their gods for walks and battle in rivers. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video and you want to learn more about the history, traditions, and culture of Shikoku and the rest of Japan, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and ring that bell to be notified of every new upload. Again, thank you so much for watching and being a part of preserving this history. We'll see you later, love you, bye! What? I think that's good.